And welcome back, everybody. O's Extra, and Roch Kabatko joins us now, the School of Rock, and he did not get the gray suit, pink shirt memo for the day. Shows up in his MASN golf shirt, and Ty Wiggington has become not only the story of the week, but the story of the year. And here's a guy that was brought in to add depth to the lineup, and where would they be without him?
Yes, I talked Ty, by the way. I talked Ty real good. Amber, I told her I was going to say that. She hated it. But yeah, you've heard of like first half MVPs. I'm going with first month and 1 day MVP, which would be Ty Wiggington. We're talking 324 average, 8 homers, 14 RBIs, a 721 slugging percentage. He's been the primary power source on this team, and he's been invaluable plugging holes in that infield. Brian Roberts goes down with an injury. Ty Wiggington's your starting second baseman. Miguel Tejada gets hurt. He's your starting third baseman. Tejada comes back. Ty goes back to second. And this is a guy we were told in spring training was the backup corner infielder, and that Robert Andino was the backup middle infielder. Andino's in Norfolk. Ty Wiggington's your starting second baseman. You just never know how these things are going to work out. And we asked Dave Tremblay all winter and spring, how are you going to find enough at-bats to keep Ty Wiggington happy? Is he expendable? I thought he might be a late spring training trade, even though I thought he was still going to be valuable coming off the bench. And again, here he is getting all his at-bats. He always says, give me the at-bats, I'll put up the numbers. Now, we can debate later about how they're going to make room for him when Brian Roberts eventually returns. Does he move to first base? DH? Does he go back to the bench? But I did talk to Brian this morning, and he's not cleared yet to begin baseball activities. He's still just doing physical therapy. We're talking at least 3 weeks. So Ty's going to be your second baseman for a while.
Roch, there was a lot of problems in the bullpen early. Matt Albers probably debatably might have been one of the guys that was going to get sent down, and all of a sudden Jim Johnson ran into some problems. What really saved Matt Albers?
Yeah, just when Matt thinks he's out, they pull him back in again. It's just like Pacino, and that was horrible. But yeah, this is one of the greatest comebacks ever. Matt Albers is out of options, and we thought he was finally out of time with the Orioles. So they had to make room for Brad Bergeson. We really thought Matt would be the guy to go. And yet, Dave Tremblay used him 3 straight games. He turned in 3 1/3 scoreless innings. Jim Johnson continued to struggle, and I know the Orioles won't admit this, but Albers was pitching for his life Friday night. He blew away the Red Sox in the 10th. Johnson blew a lead, and the decision was finally made after the game that following morning. He's trusting that sinking fastball more. He's going too much with the breaking stuff, and Deborah, I know you would agree with this. He's got the good fastball. He's got to trust it, get that sink on it, and that's how he's getting guys out right now. So it's really an amazing comeback. And he's not out of the woods yet, of course, because Koji Uehara pitches today and tomorrow at Norfolk. And if he's cleared then, and they're ready to activate him, you got to make room. Now, has Albers solidified his spot here? Is he still kind of a day-to-day thing? Clay Meredith has an option left. So does Lou Montanez if they decide to maybe eliminate the extra outfielder. Right now, I think Albers is actually on more solid footing than anybody. And who would have thought that? It really is an amazing comeback.
Well, speaking of relief pitchers, early on in spring training, Luis LeBron really showed everybody the power arm that he possessed. And unfortunately now, his career a little bit of a setback with an injury.
Yeah, we got some bad news about him. He'd been shut down late in spring training with some discomfort in the arm. The Orioles were kind of vague about what was bothering him. We were just hearing some kind of discomfort. Well, he tried to throw a bullpen session Wednesday in Sarasota, and they had to cut it short because of pain in the elbow. So he has an appointment May 10th with Dr. James Andrews in Birmingham, and that's rarely a good thing. If you end up on Andrews' patient list and you're in his waiting room, you're not there to read the magazines. That's usually a bad sign, but maybe he'll check him and they'll find nothing wrong and he'll just have to be shut down and rested. But it is a shame because you don't hear a lot about him, but he had an outstanding season at Frederick and Bowie. He combined for like 20 saves. He was great in the Winter League. And he really did impress Tremblay in spring training. He kept saying, this kid's got a big league arm. He only made a couple appearances, but even watching him throw on the side, he's really got great stuff, and he could be a closer down the road. We thought we might see him here later this summer. Like I said, he's shut down now. He's going to see Andrews. He's got to wait till May 10th. I don't know if that's because maybe his waiting list is that long when you're James Andrews, and when you're a Double-A pitcher, you don't get to cut in line. But we'll find out on May 10th exactly what's wrong with Luis LeBron.
Well, good insights, and get over to the Hager store now and get your gray suit and your pink shirt before you get back here.
You guys are just showing off now. Come on.
That's Roch Kabatko, the School of Rock, MASNsports.com.